Hello and welcome to Gone Kayaking. I'm Clayton.
And I'm Darren.
And it's another adventure. This time it's to the Solent forts, and yet again it's not going to be me, it's Darren, my beautiful wife, and Captain Chris. So Darren, Vanessa and Captain Chris, I was in China. I'm back now though, so we can talk all about it. What was the thinking behind this one?
I've always seen these from the shore and always fancied a look, so we figured let's do it. The weather was calm. It's midwinter as well, so it's actually freezing cold. It's about 5 degrees. So that's that.
Looks a bit bleak, but it's not bad conditions for going out and having a look. Just a little bit of history. These 3 forts were built way back in the 1850s, 1859, because at the time they thought that Napoleon might invade. But he never did. And anyway, they were built 15 years too late. If he did invade, it would have been too late anyway. And this is what they look like now. So this was the first one.
Yeah, this is Spitbank. So this is quite close to the shore and not far from the South Sea front outside Portsmouth.
And in terms of that, it's actually up for sale, Spitbank Fork. And these are the photos from the sales brochure. And if you want to buy it, £4 million. It's got a casino, a spa, training centre, corporate offices, 9 luxurious guest suites. It's got a roof terrace and a sauna. It does look nice, but £4 million, I don't know about that.
Maybe they would swap for my little bungalow.
Yes! It was not that, I mean, £4 million, and it doesn't look too good from the outside, but that's just the start of it, isn't it? It's all that goes with it. It's not like you can pop to the shops.
No, I forgot milk.
And Amazon aren't going to be making as many deliveries as you think.
No, it'd be scope for these drone jobs.
Oh, look at that, you touched it, but you didn't really touch it, did you?
Oh, you're just jealous because you did nothing.
No, this is true. You did touch it with your paddle, so let's just clarify that.
I'll probably just squash some barnacles.
Interestingly, how these were built, you kind of wonder and think, well, how did they do that? Nowadays, they'll just drive some pylons in and create some space and the water they get the water out to then build. But they didn't. With these, they took massive stones out on a barge and they actually dropped them, lowered them down to the seabed, and there were divers who were then helping to position them. They'd marked them all out beforehand, so they knew exactly where to place them and what fitted where, and they just built on top of them, so it's actually sat on the seabed.
Interesting. You do see markings on some of the stones when you're up close. Now, that may be that they're all marked out like a big Lego set.
Spitbank Fort done, and on to the next one.
Next one is Horse Sands. What we're looking at here, we've got to cross the main entrance to the Portsmouth Harbour, which can get a little bit busy. It wasn't that busy on this day, partly being midwinter, but it's also quite a big naval base, so didn't really want to get tangled up with anything big with aeroplanes on the top.
So keen are we to get stuck in and get going with this, we haven't actually talked about where you guys started from.
We left from Stokes Bay.
Where's that?
It's just... it's a touch west of Gosport.
Another interesting fact about Horse Sands, it's in disrepair now. It's actually abandoned, hasn't been used for decades. It's got 100 chambers, living quarters, original gun carriages, which is nice, and all of which can be yours for £750,000. Now, this is what it looked like in World War I. It was fully rigged out with plenty of guns and artillery and some very serious cannon that were used for it. But immediately after the war, it was abandoned. It was then used again in World War II. And because of lighthouses, it was used as a signalling station. And it was also there to protect the Portsmouth dockyard in World War II, but was never used again, hasn't been used since, and it doesn't look to be in the best condition, does it?
They scoped to paint that.
You could be there forever, wouldn't you? I mean, look at it. It's it's almost beyond. Well, mind you, a couple of outdoor. Are they baths? I think they were baths, weren't they?
I don't know. It doesn't look good. I wouldn't want to bathe in that just yet. Maybe scrub it first.
No. But good to get there and have a look and touch it.
Oh, you have to.
Well done.
Just testing.
You haven't really touched it.
I didn't make that crack.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with it, isn't it? It's subsiding, so it's even if you bought it for $750, you could be spending more than it would cost to buy Spitbank just to get it back in good condition.
It's not an easy fix, is it?
Conditions look considerably calmer here. Now you've got to this one than they were getting here.
We're sheltered in there behind it, so we're in the lee of the fort.
Ooh, that's some more sailing, canoe terminology stuff. Lee, what does that mean?
You're downwind of it.
Oh, right, okay. I talked about how these were made with the dropping the stone blocks into them. It was actually it's another bit of history here. Sir John Hawkshaw was the consultant on the building of these, and it was in 1860 that they were actually built. He was also responsible for the Severn Tunnel and Cannon Street Railway bridges.
He's a busy little bee.
He was. I bet he was paid a handsome penny for that.
Shiny new top hat, I would have thought.
Yeah, probably. And now on the way to last but not least, No Man's.
Indeed, we're crossing the channel again here. You saw the barge go by just before. And again, we're coming up to the sheltered side of this.
Nice and calm. This place, No Man's, is also for sale. 4.25 million. Got 23 ensuite guest bedrooms, a roof terrace, hot tub, sauna, spa, luxury. Everywhere you look. It's actually down as a hotel at the moment, and it's got 5 themed bars to go with the lighthouse. And it also says in the advertising spiel, there's an English pub, so you can enjoy a Sunday lunch. Well, you can only enjoy it if you cook it your bloody self.
True.
And stock the bar.
At least you wouldn't have to mow that grass. I guess that's plastic.
Absolutely is. Now, these were all commissioned, and as I said at the start, because of the fear of the Napoleonic Wars,
There's the touch.
Got another touch in. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's those marks you mentioned at the beginning, the marks on the stone, which would have helped to put them all in the right place. It was Lord Henry Palmerston who commissioned these after a royal commission had sort of talked about the fact that perhaps Napoleon might invade. And they're now known as the Palmerston Follies because it was all a bit of a waste of money in the end. Actually, on the plus side, they do draw fresh water from beneath the seabed.
It's worth it for that. Mind you, it's a long way to go for a glass of water.
It really is, isn't it? I bet it's nice, though. There actually were 5 of those to be built in total. It didn't happen in the end. 15-foot thick granite walls are what they are constructed from. So a nice view of the forts, a whistle-stop tour of each of them, and now it's heading for home.
Yeah, long straight run back home. The next obstacles really are all the boats we see. This was the hovercraft. It's the last apparently public service hovercraft service in the world. But we also have, you see the cross-channel ferry in the background there. And there's the Isle of Wight ferries, the fast ones and the slow ones.
Given that it's so busy, did anybody need to be informed of the fact that you guys were going out in busy parts of the Solent?
You don't need to. It's always sensible that someone knows, but there's no regulation to actually advise.
And in terms of safety and planning, what was the idea behind it in terms of making the best use of the tides, etc.?
The main key in terms of the tides, I was looking for a slack high water when we were around No Man's Land, the last one. So we had the tide helping us from the start point out to the first fort, and then we were closest to the slack as we made the leg south to No Man's, and then in theory the tide's helping us home, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. It turned as we were about there.
And that's a nice way to get out whilst it's still moving. Oh, just a slight stumble, but that looked pretty professional.
It could have gone worse. It's quite a steep beach, so not so many options.
And this is really, I guess, how you don't want to do it. Yes. Oh no.
That could have gone better.
It could have done. And where are you rushing to help then?
I'm rushing. Yeah, here we go. Yep. Stomping on then.
Too busy laughing. Oh, freezing. Like you said, it wasn't the warmest of conditions.
No, it wasn't really the day to sit in the water having a little paddle.
Not at all. And Captain Chris is usually good for a laugh somewhere, but he's actually nailed this one, hasn't he? This is, I think, better than your exit.
Yeah, he's ruined it for us. Who are we going to take the mick out of? Oh, sorry, Vanessa.
But not only does he get out well, and look, round comes the boat so we can grab the end of it.
You can't beat perfection.
Good job. Time to have a look at the map. There's the map. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, you see start and end at the same place, which was good, saves a long walk. And just follow the coast along to Gilliker Point and around the forts one by one.
18 kilometres in all, in what, about 4 hours or so?
I think it was a bit less. I think it was closer to 3, but I'll have to check.
Not bad though. Nice day out, another adventure, another one ticked off the list. And we hope you've enjoyed the video. That's just about it from all of us. If you have done, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. And we'll be back with more videos very, very soon. Until then, from myself, Clayton.
And Darren.
Stay safe, people.
Originally, many moons ago, I used to live on the Isle of Wight, and you'd see these forts from there. So I always wanted to go and have a proper look. So we figured we will. And there we go. Here we go, we did.
There we go. There we go, yo. Where did you go? I mean, haven't even... Blip, blip. On the way to Horse Sands then. Now this one is it's been abandoned. It's not been used since World War One, where it was a navaling? That'll be a navally signalling. Naval. Bloody hell. And as you said, when the sun's out and people have got their holidays, there'll be more than just 1 or 2 of those around. And not all of them will be paying attention to a couple of canoes.
Very likely. Or kayaks.
Yeah. Oh,